right down the driveway. Come on, come on.
Oh, number 10.
Come on.
Another 10.
Come on. They do it. Practice.
Ang dami pa rin look niya.
Ano ba ito? Kay Bill WEIMA, no? Bill WEIMA, no? SILVERCREEK. SILVERCREEK.
Yun yata siya ba? Ito, mga inak ito. Ito siguro yung pa-one-dop niya eh.
Ang dami, no? Saan hindi tayo nakapag-enter?
Ito magugulong na ito. Ang dami yung pigs eh. Punta ka pa ng look dito. Lumayo pa tayo. Pumunta pa tayo kayo. Grabe, pati yung ano eh. Ginawa niyan look. Ang lupit eh. Yun na mahirap dito na. Yung dumi. Tambak-tambak yung dumi yun.
Tingnan mo yung trailer lang pero ginawa niya.
Kaya nga eh. Lupit niya.
Ontario, Canada. Sa amin. Ang daming ibon.
Welcome to LA Cordero Loft from SILVERCREEK Loft in Canada.
How's it going, Bill?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. I'm filming your. How many pigeons were sent?
Sorry?
How many pigeons were sent for shipping? You said?
Oh, I sent 77, I think, this week.
Okay. So how's the mini one LOFT race then?
Yeah, that's running out of here.
Oh, wow.
Did about 10 different guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there like minimum entries?
Well, no, it's
Okay.
not an official thing,
Alright.
right? Just a few friends of mine asked me to handle some birds for them for the Pioneer races. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have the place yet for
Right.
racing, you know, that's
Yeah.
why we're looking for something like this, one LOFT race.
Yeah.
Hopefully next season, if
Yeah.
it was good.
There's a few of them. There's a few of them. Not too many in Canada, but
Yeah.
that's the problem. All the good races are in the States, and it's so hard to get birds down there.
Yeah. How long have you been racing?
How long? 10 years. 11 years. I bought this place in 2010,
Wow.
and then first year we raced here was 2011.
That's a nice
It's
location.
1 acre. It's only 67 feet wide, but
The length thing.
it's deep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the old bird loft there.
The trailer?
Yeah. Yeah. A few of-
Birds are trapping here?
Some of them trapped in here.
Okay.
And most of them trapped in here. Yeah. That's why I got that cable strung across just for the race.
Yeah.
here. Beautiful day.
It is.
How many birds do you have here?
How many? Not too many.
Big,
About-
no?
Too
about
many.
400.
Where'd you acquire your birds? Like your first birds? Yeah. Like.
My first birds I got from a local guy here in Guelph. He's passed away now, but
Okay.
I had fancy pigeons years ago,
Mm.
and he used to go to this guy named Andy Lehman. He lived a few miles
Mhm.
from here, and every time I went there to get feed, he's like, "You should get a couple racing pigeons. You should get a couple racing
Yeah.
pigeons." And
So
then
like
one-
encouraging you to.
the one day he gave me a couple pair of them, and raise some babies and let them fly around outside. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then got rid of everything else and just
Mhm.
stayed with the racing pigeons. So. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and then breeding's fun. Breeding's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's it.
'cause
Yeah,
you're,
me too.
you're planning all these different matings, and then if you get one that really works well, that's cool, right? So, most of the time they don't work that well.
Mhm. Yeah, a couple of tries,
Yeah. And sometimes it takes a few years before you
Yeah, I agree with
identify which
I agree.
pairs
Mhm.
really are working well, right? So,
Ito yung loft ni Bill WEIMA SILVERCREEK loft. Dito sa Guelph, malapit lang sa amin.
Good for you.
Ito yung section na to, bali yan yung magiging mini one loft race niya.
Saying the next year I flew it in the combine flying north. The one loft race I flew it east. Next year I flew the bird north in the yearling. And the last race of the year was Hearst, 450 miles. And he won it without the combine. Right? So, great. And then the following year I raced him in the up north combine. And 6 weeks in a row he was my first bird home alone.
Wow.
2, 3, 4 minutes ahead of my next pigeon every week. So I thought, wow, this is really a good pigeon. So now we're doing 3 years later, right? And then I got to put that pair back together.
Yeah.
So last year I put that pair back together, and I think it was my second or third best young bird was out of that pair.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I bred another late bred, and I put that together, and I flew it out of the trailer last year as some late breds. And last week, my first bird home was a little sister.
Wow.
Right, so now there you are. Now we're 4 years down the road. I had the pair back together this year again, so I got young birds. But sometimes it takes 3-4 years to really figure out that wow, that's a super pair. But now the hen's 2012, so she's already 9 years old.
So basically, you're feeding your birds like with a regular mix. And then
I'm feeding Versalaga feed right now. Been using that for a couple of years, and I like it. It's a nice feed. I used to mix my own feed up, and then we started bringing in this Versalaga feed, and it's pretty good. But it's getting crazy expensive too. Shipping costs have become ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's going to be a prohibitive thing for bringing feed. But again, we have good quality grains in Canada, so we can create pretty good feed mixtures ourselves, right?
I agree with that.
Every year I try something a little different with the feeding and just see what this year I do something different with young birds than I've ever done. And I like it. It seems to be working good. Yeah, beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. So we're expecting like in a little while they'll hope so.
Yeah, they
right?
released the Up North Combine released at 6 o'clock, and the North Road Combine released at 6:15 from the same spot, Latchford. And that's about 240 miles, I think it is. So, yeah, they should be here 11:30, I would think, something like that. 10:20, yeah. So, yeah, maybe in about an hour we might see something. And Keith's birds, I think they were released at 6:20. He's about 200 miles.
200.
So he'll be maybe about the same time, about an hour.
Yeah.
There's some pigeons. Then it'll be interesting because you see a bird and I don't know if it's mine or if it's his. Which one
yeah. Like when they were roaming around there.
Yeah. I can imagine. I know in England they have these what they call garden lofts. So it's like a garden, and there's 10 different pigeon lofts around the garden, and everybody has their own loft, right?
Yeah.
So you you see birds coming, you don't know
who if it's
for,
yours
right?
or.
You know, that would be pretty crazy. Over here, I mean, they won't let him and I fly in the same combine because they're worried about
yeah.
double the number of pigeons to be one property.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly. Anyway. Yeah, see, wind's picking up, stronger.
Do you sell pigeon here?
Do I sell some?
Yeah.
Some, but yeah, I don't have them to sell them. But yeah, I do sell some. We did an auction last year with Ryan at Feathers Elite. You know, and I get a few people that call me and order something specific of a particular family or a particular pair. But I'm so busy with my work, it's like I don't, you know, for me to sit down and do pedigrees and do all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's really, I don't have time for it. You know, I barely have enough time to do my job and look after my birds and sleep. You know. So
less stress. Eh?
Yeah. You know, it's kind of silly in one way because I've got a lot of imports from Europe and stuff like that. Pigeon set would be very marketable, but I just have them to fly them. I want to test them and see. And the reality is, like, you buy pigeons for big money, you know, $5,000 or $2,000 or $10,000, and they might not breed you anything, right? So, yeah, but you know, I've been lucky. I've had some good ones. I've had some bad ones too. Birds that you pay big money for that just can't fly across the street. You know, it's just a beautiful bird, nice pedigree, but they're no good. Eliminate them.
Yep. There's no point of keeping them, right?
No. And again, that comes down to geography. Like maybe in Florida, where they're flying almost tailwinds all the time, maybe that pigeon would breed excellent.
Exactly.
But here, we don't cut it, right? So, but you know, you can't take a chance on it, right? I'm not gonna. That's the thing with one-loft racing. If some people believe that there's families of pigeons that are better for one-loft racing, I don't know. I believe you have to have good performance at home out of a family. For me, if I'm going to spend money and send that bird to a one-loft race, I want to at least have some confidence that the parents have bred me other good pigeons.
Yeah.
Right, like the bird I was describing to you earlier, right?
Yeah.
Now I know I've gotten 3 good birds out of that pair. So that's a pair that I'll have no hesitation sending to a one-loft race and spending money on, right? But you can throw a lot of money away guessing, right? And some guys only fly one-loft races, and that's all they do is bring the bird back from the place well, that score well in the one-loft races, and bring them back. And one of the top one-loft race guys in the U.S., he said to me one time, he said, you know, you gotta, it's not just breeding the bird, you have to know what birds to send to what type of race.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? You know.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a guy in Eastern Ontario by the Quebec border there. He only flies in the Salem one-loft race every year, right? And every year he takes his best bird and brings it back, and he breeds from it and sends back to the Salem. So, but he sends every pigeon he breeds to that race. So he has 50-60 birds in that race, right? Like, he might sell you a team to put in or partner with you. You pay the entry fee, he sends the birds. So he's getting all of his birds tested under the same conditions in the same race. Well, yeah, you're going to breed one super one every year. You breed 100 youngsters, you're going to breed one super one.
Exactly.
That's it. You might breed 15 or 20 good solid pigeons. The rest of them are just pigeons.
Exactly.
Right? So if you send every bird you breed to one-loft race, simple mathematics, your best pigeon is going to be in that one-loft race. And it's going to score.
Yeah.
Right? Does that mean your birds are better than anybody else's? No. If I sent every bird I bred there, my best one's going to be there too. But it's just, you know, it's a smart way of doing it. You think about what it costs to join a club and pay shipping fees and train your pigeons down the road every day, and how much you spend on fuel and everything else. You know, if you just send them to a one-off race, you can stay at home and, you know, no wear and tear on your vehicle. You're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to catch your pigeons and go down the road.
That's a good point.
You know, like again, for me at work, you know, every hour I'm away from my business costs me revenue, right? I'm losing revenue. So I'm out training my pigeons, I'm spending money on fuel, I'm putting miles on my truck, you know, wear and tear. I'm not making any money in my business. You make money in pigeons? Not at all, right? You just do it for the, fun, right?
For the fun, yeah, exactly.
I know a guy from the States. He moved to the Philippines 2 or 3 years ago now, and he's racing pigeons over there. Oh man, it's just crazy.
Who's that guy? You know?
His name's Arnold Swain.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from my in the city.
Okay.
Arnold Swain.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah.
Arnold.
He was a great old bird flyer, long distance old bird flyer.